So are you having my slide?
Yes, ma'am. It's clearly visible.
Okay, thank you. And so the topic of my lecture today is, um, I will not put in presentation mode because it is visible, so that we can have uninterrupted switching between the screens. So that is the reason why I'm not maximizing it. So let me start my lecture. The title of my lecture is Gen is at Learner Engagement and Motivation. I will come to the title, why I gave this title a little later, but we'll go to the basics first. Um, when I joined teaching as a fresh PG graduate, I was just pushed into a class the next day to teach to the PG students. So when I became a teacher, many of us would be contemplating or thinking about whether we took teaching by choice or by chance. Many of us would have selected teaching by chance, and few of us would have selected teaching by choice. Some people wanted to get into teaching, they got into teaching. Some people would be trying for industry. In the meantime, somebody recommended, why can't you try teaching? So they were into teaching. I was the person who selected teaching by chance. So when I selected teaching by chance and when I was thrown into a class, what would be my first behavior when I am in the class? Most of you would have experienced the same behavior. The behavior is we were very nervous, we were very shy, we are very timid, and the only thought in our mind that day, the first day, was even before the children could start thinking, we start thinking when the bell will ring so that we can leave the class. So the beginner teacher has so much of anxiety when they enter into the class for the first time. What is the reason for this? The reason is we are not scared of the classroom. We are not scared of our subject expertise. We are not scared of our principal, but we are scared of the people who are sitting in front of us. When we are young, we always think mostly about what other people will think about us. For example, your principal, he may not now bother much about when he goes to a class of seeing 60 people, he may not bother what they are going to think. His only botheration is to deliver the knowledge. But when you are young, you are always contemplating what is the opinion of others. So you are so scared of what the students will think, whether they will comment on my teaching, whether they will comment on my physical appearance. And moreover, many of the times we do not understand the real psychology of the young people. And I have been to many engineering institutions in South India. And I used to ask the teachers, especially engineering teachers, what is your opinion about your students? So whenever I ask them to list the characteristics of the students in their class, you see they will start telling indisciplined, sleepy, argumentative, not punctual. Like that, around 10 negative characteristics will be spelled out by the teachers. And after seeing so much of negativity from several teachers, one teacher will slowly say they are very intelligent, because seeing so much of negativity is scared of telling anything for positive. See, the young teacher who enters into a technical class for the first time has so much of negativity about the young people. If you have so much of negativity about the young people, how can you provide a good learning situation? Because your mind is always bothering about their badness. But today, this lecture will open up how critical are these people, how good they are, these people, and how their problems are not created by them, and how their problems, the others are contributing to their problems. That's what we are going to see today in my lecture. So this lecture is very, very important. I am thankful to the principal. Somehow he got my contact and made me to speak, because I feel that in the beginning of the career, the teacher should know this. Then only the remaining years of their existence will be lovely. They will have a smooth ride in their career. So that's how this lecture assumes significance, and it has to be the very second or third lecture of any program, any refresher program. Okay. So before I go to the actual psychology of the learners, quickly I'll browse through one teaching model which we use in all our training programs, the basic teaching model. The basic teaching model, just a minute, I will just park this. Okay, fine. The basic teaching model is one of the most widely used model. Any beginner teacher should have an awareness of this model. There are 4 components in this model: instructional objectives, entry behavior, instructional procedures, and performance assessment. These 4 modules of the teaching model is what this refresher program is going to spell out. You all have an objective in the curriculum, spelled out what you have to achieve. You need to know who are your learners. You need to devise instructional procedures, methods, materials, and media. You have to plan for it, deliver it, and assess your performance and assess the performance of the students. This is what is basic teaching model is about. And it is developed by Robert Glaser, and it was first reported in the very first book on psychology of learning and instruction by John DeSecco. See, why I put this model is, you as a teacher should understand the objectives, should understand who your learners are, should plan for methods, materials, and media, should have proper evaluation procedures in place. These are the 4 major tasks of any teacher inside the classroom. And see this model, it's so beautiful that it is an activity-oriented model. How beautiful the teacher is not important. How beautiful the teacher conducts the classes is important. So when I want to link this to the generation of learners, you need to know who your learners are. See, sometimes you go to a class and you say, I don't know, some of the people are not okay today. They were not attentive. Okay. See, when you enter the class, if you don't assess the mood of your learners or your status of learners, the remaining time is going to be very, very unuseful. For example, the previous day was holy. It was a holiday. They had played a lot. They have enjoyed a lot. They went to sleep very late. And the next day you had a very important class. Do you expect all of them to be attentive? The teacher has to assess the emotional level of the students. They are all now maybe in an excited state because they were very happy the previous day. See, for example, 1 or 2 students in your class, they do not answer your questions. Maybe there was a grief in the house, or there was a fight with the parents in the house. Please understand, if there are 50 students in your class, there can be 50 different emotional conditions, 50 different physical conditions, 50 different social conditions. So understanding the entry behavior, understanding the psychology of learners is very important. At that moment, when you feel that you have given your full energy to deliver a lecture, and you see that 1 or 2 student is not answering your question, You become emotional, you become very angry, you become depressed, you start shouting at them. Understand that they also have a different emotional condition. So this is what is I wanted to spell out from this basic teaching model. Now coming to the most important part of our psychological characteristics of learners. When there is a very powerful word which is called personality, we have used it several times, but without knowing the actual definition. See, if you take, for example, the our great revered Professor Abdul Kalam, the former president who is no more. See, when I just uttered the name of Professor APJ, you all visualized the person, Professor APJ as a person. You have visualized a person um, with a distinct hairstyle, a smiling face, and a very short frame. Okay. The second thing is, he is a very intelligent person, very intellectual person. He led the nation to many scientific achievements and nuclear achievements. And if you look at the general behavior of him in public and private, he was always a very happy person. He loved to be speaking, he loved to be happy, he loved to be smiling. And if you see, for example, at the age of 50, 60, we always socialize with our group of people. But he is one person who socialized with the politicians, he socialized with young people, he socialized with the technical, scientific people, he socialized with the children. One of his books he dedicated to a school girl in Gujarat because she asked a question which led to writing of the book. And whenever he was among children, he was so sociable. So if you look at the 4 dimensions of the personality of one person, you can just think of these 4 dimensions in yourself, in your friend, in your father, in your mother, in your role model. Okay. So personality is the sum of the physical, mental, emotional, and social characteristics of an individual. Please understand, nowadays personality, in future if somebody asks you what is personality, it is not just a single word. It is a combination of 4 of your characteristics. There is a 5th characteristics which is spiritual, that I will give a separate lecture, not here, because that is beyond the scope of this lecture for teachers. So analyze any individual in these dimensions, these physical, mental, emotional, and social characteristics. And you see, there is a difference. We are going to see that difference. There is a difference in the teacher personality and the student personality. What is the difference? We'll be seeing in the successive slides. And you see everything. There is only one corner of the universe that you can be certain of improving in your personality. That is your own self. You can't just say that I'm going to change this adolescence. You can't change anybody. You can only give suggestions. They have to change themselves. It's very difficult. So this lecture will carry forward with activities which will help you to suggest them to change. And when I talked about physical, mental, emotional, and social characteristics, today there is a very important word, especially in this pandemic, what is called as well-being. Physical well-being, mental well-being, emotional well-being, and social well-being. Are you well? Nowadays, you should not ask the question, are you okay? You should ask the question, are you well? So, physical well-being can be measured by what is called as a wellness quotient. Okay. Mental well-being can be measured through what is called as an intelligence quotient. Emotional well-being can be measured through emotional quotient. and social characteristics can be measured through relationship quotient. There are tools available for measuring all the 4 characteristics. I will share the tool at the end. There is a tool which you can go back in the comfort of your homes. You can just measure your how well are you. Okay, because the tool will take some time, so I'm not using it here, but I'll share the link. So understand, the teacher personality is completely different from your student personality. Now coming to the students whom you are having in your classes, your undergraduate classes. There are 3 phases of adolescence: early, middle, and late. And your students are in the middle, later half of middle, and in the late adolescent category. Middle adolescence and late adolescence. They enter at 17 and they leave at 21. According to the World Health Organization, this is the standard for India. In other countries, it will be as early as 11. But in Indian conditions, it is from 13 to 21. Okay. Are you all with me? Is it okay? I can
Yes,
continue.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We are with you only.
Okay. Now
Yes, continue. Continue.
coming to the most important part, who your adolescents are. See, I told you that we always look at adolescents from a different perspective. We always think adolescents are troublemakers. Adolescents are indisciplined. Adolescents are argumentative. Please understand, this is one of the crucial and critical period of one's life. It is a period of stress and storm. It is a period of difficult adjustments. It's a period often characterized by outbursts of energy. It's a period between childhood and adulthood. I will explain. See, whenever the older people in the house look at an adolescent, or the teachers look at adolescents, they always think that these people are enjoying a lot. They are always on the social media. They don't care about their future. They're always trouble creators. Please understand, tell me one thing. In this pandemic, who are the most affected people? These young people are the most affected people. See, for instance, me and your principal, maybe we are very happy sitting in our homes and doing the lecturing. Given a choice, I would be happy to be in the home doing all official work because I don't want much movement. But for young people, they want movement. They want to go out. They want to enjoy. They want to go for a long ride. Imagine that now that they are confined to the homes for the past 1 year. It all started last March and now still today, my younger son, I have 2 adolescents at home. One is a late adolescent and one is a middle adolescent. And imagine that their frustration I can understand. That every day my younger son broods that when I will be out of the house. Sometimes he says, can I put a double mask and run out? See, is it not a very crucial and critical period? Is it not a period of stress and storm? But still you see some parents are complaining that why you are not studying, why you are always sitting, why you are always sleeping. Baba, they are undergoing a very difficult period of the much more difficult period of their lives. And always the people in the house and the people in the college, they talk about these younger generation as carefree people. Please understand, every adolescent is going through what is called as an identity crisis. It's a psychological phenomenon. On the surface, it may appear that they are not bothered, but internally they are always scared as to where I'm going to end up in life, where my future is. And you see, they want to discuss about their future, but you and me, we don't have ears for them. We don't, in the parents, no, they will always see there are different types of parents. 3 types of parents. What are the one parent? Suppose the teacher calls the parent to talk about the son or the daughter. The parent comes in to meet the teacher. The first of all, when you tell this child that bring your parent, and the boy or the girl goes and tells in the house that my teacher wanted you, what is the first reaction of the parent? The first reaction of the parent is, Beta, what good have you done that your teacher called you? No, it's not that one. What mischief you have done in the college that I have been called? That is the first reaction of the parent. Am I correct? Huh? That is the first reaction of the parent. And till
Yes,
the
ma'am.
next day, the teacher and the parent meets, the child is harassed continuously by the parent. What have you done? Please tell me, let me know so that I can manage your teacher. Okay, the parent goes to the teacher. And what does the mother or father do? Even before the teacher starts scolding, the parents are, Madam, he's not studying at home. He's always playing. He's always in social media. You keep his cell phone. You take his cell phone and keep it with you. The parent puts more oil in the cauldron of the burning fire. The second type of parent goes to the teacher, stands there still, and then, please take care, do a namaste and come back. Third type of parent says, your college is bad, you are bad, your principal is bad, your environment is bad. My child is good. And I will go to governor, I will go to chief minister, I will go to MLA. So there are different kinds of parents. And uniformly, all these parents have only one unique identity. They want rooftop performance. They want always, my child should be the first in the class. My child should be a top performer. How it is possible? It can be only a spectrum. It can be only a normal distribution. Not all children can be on the top. It depends on several factors. Two mothers are talking. My child has got 1,200, 1,197. I don't know where she left 3 marks in the +2 examinations. And another mother is complaining, this fellow lost 4 marks. He has got only 1,194. These are the parents. And I heard of in one of the IITs in the country, in one of the IITs in the country. Generally, if you see IIT environment, all mothers in IIT want the children also to get into IIT. Their husbands may be working in IIT, but they also want the children to be study in IIT and do teaching in IIT. So they all send their children to some quota for study. In fact, I heard it is a confirmed news. I'm not just giving a story that one of the mothers committed suicide when her child could not qualify for IIT examinations. So this is the parent. So please understand, all of us have not understood adolescence. Many of us have not understood adolescence. And the funniest part of the whole exercise is that we have all passed through that period. And we have forgotten how difficult we were to our own parents. Because you have forgotten what you did in your adolescence. You would have been the same person, but you are a person now, you are complaining about your adolescent. So on just going through this slide, please understand that they are in the difficult phase of their life. If you drive this through your head, you are going to be the best teacher. Now coming to, I love these 2 quotes because you need to understand everybody who made it through adolescence is a hero. Many would have lost their career, their lives during this adolescent period because they would have been deoriented by parents or deoriented by teachers or deoriented by friends. So if somebody skates through, see, and there is another interesting quote. Make no mistake, adolescence is a war. No one gets out unscathed. They get affected during this period. And some people have very fortunate parents and teachers. Some people have unfortunate parents and teachers. Now comes the student characteristics. I talked about the 4 dimensions: physical, cognitive, emotional, and social characteristics. So I also talked about the 4 quotients which can be measured: physical characteristic, cognitive characteristics, emotional characteristics, and social characteristics. Let me throw light on each of these 4 characteristics for a short while. I just cautioned you it's going to be different for adults and adolescents. Teacher personality is completely different from student personality. How it is different? Physical characteristics. See, for me, I am a grown-up individual. Okay, so there is Archana. She's a grown-up individual. Some of the teachers in this group, you are all grown up. Now, your bones are not going further. You are not going to become taller than what you are. You can only grow sideways. You may increase your weight, but your growth is complete. Please understand, adolescents are still growing. Development of the body parts is happening. Development of bone and muscles. Development of internal organs. Huge hormonal changes in the body. So, you may ask me, Madam, how it is relevant to me? It is relevant to you in the sense, there are a few areas where you as a teacher has a say in physical characteristics of young people. See, for example, their body is still growing and their only concern to do during this period is how I can look in the eyes of others. How beautiful I am in the eyes of others. How smart I am in the eyes of others. See, there are around how many people are here? Can you tell me? How many participants are there in this group?
75 months. 75.
Okay. There are 75 of them. Most of you, what you wanted to wear today for this session, even Archana or the principal or myself or the teachers, would have decided what you want to wear only today morning. But adolescent, they plan in advance. What I will wear tomorrow, how I look beautiful. Girls will think which kind of mascara I'll put. And you see with these young people, when they are just, you observe, when they are stopping in a traffic signal, immediately they will start adjusting their hair in the mirror of the bike. Have you noticed it? They will start adjusting the thing. And then when they are passing through a car, in the car window, they will start adjusting their hair. See, there is a very interesting lecture I used to give on psychology of gender differences between boys and girls. You see, much worse is the girl. Even they will take the back of the tiffin box and look how beautiful they are. Steel tiffin box. Okay? What is that? They want to be attractive. They want to look beautiful in the eyes of others. It is a natural phenomena. It is a physiological phenomena. You can't control it. See, so this is one thing that they will always plan for their physical appearance. That's very important for them, number one. Of course, your institutions give a code of conduct that you have to wear the formals, you cannot pierce your ears, you can't color your hair. There are some restrictions. And you see, just during the vacation time, they will do everything. The day where the vacation opens up, they'll go and color their hair. They will have a different haircut. They will have a different, even my elder son, when he was a very young person, young middle adolescent, he used to ask me, can I color my hair? Can I color my hair? So they want to look attractive in the eyes of the peers, because they know that you and me, we are not going to appreciate. The second, then in that case, already a dress code is in place, code of conduct is in place in the organization. What are the areas in which the teachers can work on improving the physical characteristics of the students? There are three areas. One is the nutrition of today's young people is extremely bad. They are not into eating nutritious food. This is very, very important. Even if you are not going to do it, in the beginning of the year, you have to arrange a lecture for the freshers on how to remain fit with a nutritious food. Some institutions are doing it deliberately in the beginning of the year. So what are these people do? They eat they are street food people. They are junk food people. See why it is related to you. The previous day he goes and eats mushroom masala with the cart vendor in the street of Gwalior. And the next day he comes and sits in your class with a stomach upset. He's unable to listen to your class. And you ask him a question, he's unable to answer. And you become angry that you stupid fellow, I am using my energy to teach you and you are not listening to me and answering my question. Am I right? This is your genuine concern, but what is the problem? The child's emotion is something different. He is now very sad, depressed because his stomach is making too much of noise. Many times their emotions changes because of their illness. Most of the young people today are into illness due to avoiding nutritious food. They like Subway, they like KFC, they like McDonald's. They do not want to consume the vegetables in the house. Okay, I can give us a complete lecture on nutrition. The second thing is, you see today's adolescents, when we were young people, maybe your principal, you people, when you were young, whenever your teachers gave any assignment, you always try to submit in time. Today, always children come and ask for extra time. Only in the last minute, everybody tries to work in the last minute. They try to take the input from the friend and try to copy and make another copy. No proper planning. If you look at one generation earlier, I don't know about the current generation of fresh graduates who are attending this program. In the previous generation, my professors and myself, we always carry a small notebook. See, I always carry a small notebook, even a smaller notebook than this in my bag. Even in my purse, that small notebook will be there. I always have a to-do list. And now that I have a phone, I also have a planner. I do put everything there. But today's people, they depend on their mobiles, but still they don't plan. The mobile planner will be empty. So planning is missing in these young people. The third thing is time management. Most of the time, I'll talk about time management in the strategies at the end. Very improper time management and leading to a lot of stress management. So you have to care for nutrition, you have to care for planning, advice on planning, and you have to care for advice on time management. So these are the three things which a teacher has to focus. Now coming to the second characteristic, cognitive characteristics, very, very important. Please understand, your students sitting in front of you, they are not stupids or idiots. They are Intelligent people, please note, they are intelligent people with intelligence at its peak. Adolescence is the period of peak intelligence. Tell me, how many of you know your IQ? Tell me how many of you know your IQ. You can also give in the chat window. Have you all, any of you have measured your IQ? Yes, have you, any of you know your IQ now?
No, ma'am, not exactly.
So understand, many of us, the education system in our country is such that many of us do not have an assessment of our IQ. And when your new student comes in and you have 60 to 70 people in your class, you do not know what's their IQ. And you are puzzled. There is no proper system in place to measure the IQ. There are beautiful psychological tests available. One of the most, maybe your principal can arrange that test in the beginning from next year. There is a test called Raven's Standard Progressive Matrices. Very beautiful test developed by the US Army, still today relevant to many countries. See, because we do not know about the assessment, only when you just give an assessment, a test, a class test, or when you just conduct some portion of the thing, then you know at least to some percentage, those who are answering, you know they are intelligent. And even there is a difficulty here, rural-urban divide. Rural students will be intelligent, but they may not have the competence to communicate. So even if they know the answer, due to the language incompetence, they may not answer, and you may not know real intelligence is present in your class. So please understand, these are people who are intelligent. They have development of abstract concepts. They can understand abstract concepts. Your difficult problems in engineering, mechanics, and computer graphics, they are able to solve. See, understand, you are telling in the class, in engineering mechanics class, you are talking about, imagine a ball being thrown in the form of a parabola. Do you show a ball and just to show the parabola in the class? You just put a graph and say a parabola you draw on the screen. He is able to visualize the ball being thrown and a parabola generated, and that parabola you are putting on the screen. You are talking about fuzzy logic, which is highly imaginary. He is able to understand and develop problems and solve problems, write theory about it. So don't you feel they are intelligent? They have the intelligence at speak. What is required on the part of the teacher? Measuring the IQ, developing a bridge program. See, for example, IQ is there, language incompetence is there. See, I always feel English is not knowledge. It is not intelligence. Sorry, English is not intelligence. In native language, we see a lot of stalwarts. English is a language for exhibiting your thoughts in a different language. So suppose you find that there is a child whose IQ is very high, but he is not communicating. Then in that case, what you have to do? You have to do a bridge program in English. There is a child who is bright, but who is not very good in advanced mathematical concepts. You have to advise a bridge program in mathematics. So please understand, people who are sitting in your class, they are all intelligent people. Only you have to fine tune the intelligence. Fine tuning the intelligence. You see, in a private institution, There is a marble which was placed 25 years ago because the then Prime Minister inaugurated the building. Say IPS College of Technology and Management, you have a marble in the main building when it was inaugurated. There will be an exclusive worker who will every day clean that marble. Imagine there is a government hospital where the building was inaugurated 25 years ago. And if you go and see that marble will be completely full of dust. Marble is marble. Marble at IPS is cleaned every day, fine-tuned every day. Marble at General Hospital is not cleaned every day. But when you clean it, when you fine-tune it, both marbles are going to reflect what is behind. So understand, your adolescents are intelligent people. They have passed the regular requirement to be present in your class. This is the second characteristic. The third characteristic, very, very important, emotions of adolescence. See, for example, I am there. I am working in IPS College of Technology and Management as an assistant professor. And I was called by the chairman of the institute, and he just says that I gave you some work, you have not done this work, what you are doing, you are wasting your time. He scolds at me. See, when I come out of the chairman's room, can you visibly find that I am sad or depressed or unhappy? You can find out. The PA of the chairman will find out, oh, madam has got something nicely from the chairman. But you see, an adolescent student enters into the principal's room. The principal, he has made some mischief in the class, teacher has reported, principal called him, banged him left and right. When he comes out of the room, what will be his face? You can't find out. He will come adjusting his hair very happily. And when his friends ask him what happened, he told something, I just listened and I let it out this side. These are the emotions of adolescence. Our emotions are stable. We remain in sadness for some time. See, the adolescent will be sad for some time. On seeing a peer, his sadness will go from sadness to ecstasy, as if taking marijuana, if he sees a friend. But you as an adult, even if you are sad and if any person comes, still you will be in that mood. Please understand, emotions of adolescents are labile and complex. Labile means ever changing, and understand it is very complex. Sometimes you may have young people in your homes, your brothers or your sisters, or some people may have adolescent children. Sometime they'll be talking to you very nicely. The next moment they'll go and slam their door. They will lock inside their room and they will say, I'll come later. Even if you call them for food, they'll not come. Labile emotion due to hormonal changes in the body. Not they are doing it intentionally. Then development of abstract emotions like love during this period towards the opposite sex. Development of a lot of affection and affinity towards friends. Emotional bonding shifts from parents to friends. And most importantly, emotions have to be fine-tuned. Lot of emotional intelligence strategies are there. Please understand, adolescents' emotions is not a stable one. So when they are behaving, don't try to pressurize. Give them the space. I'll come back to emotions later. The last one is social characteristics, very, very important. See, social presence of adolescents today is very much there. Social presence of adolescents is there very much on the media. They are only socializing with their peers. They want recreation. They want to enjoy. They want to go outdoors. And they want to be only with their age group. And there is only one variation you can find in this socialization. Definitely, they do not want to socialize with the parents. Given a choice, they would not want to talk with parents. Because the moment you start talking, you are always in the advice mode. You are not in the adolescent mode. You don't speak their voice, you speak your voice. So they don't want to be with you. Now, you see there are sometimes they may have some affinity towards certain adults. I'll tell you, it's a very interesting phenomenon. See, now today, when so many young people are in this group, so many young people, just for naming Aditya Dubey, Alok Patak, Vinit Kushwa, many young people are there. Today, as soon as when I was born, maybe when I was a girl child in my house, I was not allowed to go to anything except studies and school. And my brother was allowed only to learn cycling. And still my father is no more. Still sometimes I ask my father, why you have not taught me to drive and to, I loved music, why you have not sent me to music class? But today it is not the situation. Tell me, how many of you are sending your children to extracurricular classes apart from school? Just you can type in the chat window. You can type in the chat window how many of you are sending your school. See, for instance, music class, dance class, chess class, swimming class, karate class. How many of you are sending your children? Please type in the chat window. I need one or two answers at least for interaction. What you are sending, Archana, to your child? Where are you sending him or her? Very good. You see, all will have something. All will have something. See, this is a cult which is happening for the past 2 decades. As soon as a child is born, parents fight over which class they will send. Already you have fixed one slot, you will be the topper in the class. As soon as the child is born, the first thing about the mother especially is you should be the topper in the class. That is why by the age of 6 months, they paste a picture of the chart and start teaching them alphabets. By one, they should start telling A to Z. They should identify the pictures. And by the age of 3, they should be in the music class, karate class, dance class, sloka class. See, there is a school in Chennai. I don't know, it may be in Gwalior also. The booking happens even when the child is in the womb. Because that school offers horse riding, cricket, swimming, all extracurricular trades. And today's parents, as soon as the child is put in the school, they are scheduling the children 6 to 7 badminton, 7 o'clock come to the house, 8 o'clock go to school, 2:30 come back, eat something. Then what you do, go back for 3 o'clock to Q math or Byju's. Then go to karate class, Saturday, Sunday, sloka class, music class, dance class. See, there is a phenomena of what is called as overscheduled children. There are some interesting theses on overscheduled children in South Ganga. Please, it has got a lot of negative effects, but it has only one positive effect. You will try to teach them so many things, but they will pick up only one or two. They will pick up either music, or they will pick up mathematics knowledge, or they will pick up some martial art. See, what they will do, over the years, they would have liked one sport or one tradition, which they will try to nurture on their own, which they liked. And they will interact with peers, they will interact with adults who have that competence. See, for example, a child of your class, a boy of your class, may start liking the principal. Normally, they will not like the teacher and the principal. May start liking the principal because he is a badminton champion and the principal is also a badminton champion. He will have interaction because he will get more knowledge from that person. So their socialization is only with the peers and friends, or very rarely with adults. So understand physical characteristics, cognitive characteristics, emotional characteristics, and social characteristics. What is the conclusion? You have to advise or educate them on nutrition, planning, and time management. You have to fine tune their intelligence. You have to conduct your class in such a way that it happens so that they are able to grasp it. You have to understand that there are 50 students, 50 emotions in your class. Very simple. You ask a question, doesn't answer. Immediately don't be aggressive. Better, can you come back today with tomorrow with an answer? Better, can you SMS me the answer by evening after referring the book? Better, can you ask some of your friends to answer on behalf of you? There are so many ways. Instead of saying, stupid, get out of my class or bring your mother or father. Not going to help. Because emotion is part of adolescence. Social characteristics, understand that when they don't talk to you, that means you are not vibing with them. You are not in their tone. You are not their person. So that means you have to improve your socialization. See, I as a mother to my children, I had all these difficulties, but I went reorientation. Now I give them the space. When they are angry, I don't interact. When they want to, every day I've kept the practice of, see, children want to come and talk to the parents. But what they don't know, okay, you are talking nonsense. Or they'll say, I'm tired. From school, from the first day you put them in school, till they leave you as an adult out of the house, please spend time on them every day. In your class also don't go directly and start talking. Sometimes go to one child, talk to him. Sometimes in the veranda you meet him. Don't just when his good morning says, not even nod your head and go away. Socialize with them, find out them, address them by name. Ask them, suppose some child has told that my nani was not well. When you meet him next time, you ask him, is your nani improved? How is her situation? Connect with them. That is why this connectivity is not there with you. See, if you see Westerners, I have interacted with a lot of school psychologists. The only thing is their social presence of you in their lives. So when I learned about this, I have not spared a single day not interacting with my children. Even it is something which is not connected to me, I will listen to them. Even if they are not coming to me, I will just go even at 10 o'clock and say, tell me what all you had today, what all you did today. It opens up. They will consider you as a peer. They will come to you for suggestions. They will come to you for advice. The moment you say that I want only performance from you, they think you are the first enemy. So have you all understood up to this? So now you will say adolescence is a combination of all these things which are undergoing a lot of changes. You as an adult is fully competent in all these things. Your things are very stable. The only problem we have as adults is our intelligence is turning into wisdom. It is, see, there is, what is the students having is fluid intelligence. They're still growing. What we have is crystallized intelligence. We have more ideas which are general in nature. Many times as adults, we have emotional problems. So we can attend an emotional intelligence program and get our emotions strengthened. Okay. So is it clear now up to this? Can I proceed? Yeah. Now coming to only one immediate thing that I would like to say, you may ask me how to improve the physical characteristic, nutrition, nutritious food. If you are not an expert in nutrition, see, I'll give you one small example how I changed my son. My son always used to, whenever we ordered food before the pandemic, he always used to ask for pani puri. And my husband See, okay, fine, you are ordering from a good restaurant, but sometimes you say, I go with my friends and eat in front of the school. It's a very good school. There is nothing allowed in front of the school. They all go to an area nearby and they start eating the mushroom masala or the pani puri. They like actually street food. So one day, when he comes with his stomach upset, so if you say don't take it, he will not listen, because it is his stomach, his taste, his mouth. So one day, occasionally, when my husband he was again telling that ordering also, he was telling pani puri. So my husband told, beta, come here. He just very casually told, you know how, I'm very sorry for saying this, you know how the pani puri wala does the pani puri. He breaks that puri in the left hand and puts the liquid. And because the ladle is in the right hand, so he has to break it with the left hand. Are you sure that he must have washed the hand after using the restroom? This after my son never ordered pani puri from roadside. Are you understanding? If you tell him don't eat, give him an experience. We had seen several videos of the pani puri flour being kneaded in the leg by some people in the shops. So it's an unhealthy kind of nutrition. So lot of ways are there. I will talk about time management because we'll have time only for that, I think up to 11:30. Now I'll give you, because you are all listening for a long time, how to improve the cognition. Okay. You are listening only in the listening mode, how to improve the cognition. I'll give you one small exercise for improving the cognition. Many of us are not focusing on, we are all focusing on building our body, but we are all not focusing on building our brain. Okay. What are you seeing now in the window? Participants, one of you unmute and answer, please. Not Archana.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes.
left brain is a scientific brain which says the mechanical side, how technically good we are, and the right side of the brain is the creative mind or the artistic mind. It says that how creative or how artistic we are, how good
Excellent.
problem solver to
Excellent.
solve the problem, these are the two
What's your
strategies.
name? What's your name?
Nidhi Jain, ma'am.
Pardon?
Nidhi Jain.
Nidhi. Nidhi, thank you so much. The left side is full of logic, problem solving, decision making, number crunching, right? Technical skill. It is a building block. And the right side is our creative brain. And most of the time, where are we, Nidhi?
Left side, ma'am.
We
Most of
are
the times, we are on the left
combination.
side.
Ma'am, we are having combination of both, I guess. Sometimes we are using the logical part, and another time we are using the creative aspect as well to solve the problem.
So there is again, we have to do a test. Which brain are you more competent? Okay.
Yeah.
maybe what happens, a very, very primitive test, one primitive test you can do later, not now. You can do later that draw a dog. Draw a dog. Maybe you do it now. 1 minute I'll give you. Do it. Draw a dog in standing position. Take a piece of paper, all of you, and draw a dog in standing position. You are seeing the dog. Dog is standing there. So it may look like a pig or a goat or a cow, but draw it, some four-legged animal. Draw a dog in standing position.
Very difficult to draw a dog.
Try something, try something. Let it be a cartoon. We don't want an exact dog. There is a dog standing, okay? Tell me if you are finished. Tell me if you are finished.
Finished, ma'am. Finished.
2 or 3 people, you just type in the chat window whether you are finished. Okay? Yes, Sandeep, it will look like a cartoon only because we have all not improved our drawing skills. Okay, fine. Now, when you have drawn a dog, now tell me, Sandeep, are you there? Sandeep Singh.
He's available, ma'am. Sir is available.
Sandeep Singh, can you tell me which side your dog's head is facing?
Left side.
Left side.
Left side, okay? Okay. Ramji Mishra, which side it is facing?
Left side facing, ma'am.
Okay. So anybody tell me here the dog's head is facing right side.
Ma'am, for me it is facing front side, ma'am. Face to face.
Front side, ah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you okay, that's a different phenomena. Tell me which is okay. Chavi Sharma, very good. Chavi Sharma, yours is facing right side. Please understand, Nidhi, you asked me this question. Most of us we are doing it. Nidhi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So those who have drawn it's a very primitive exercise. Okay. It's a very primitive exercise. There are some tools which you can measure very rigidly how much of left and right you are using. This is a very primitive for your class. You can do that. Those who have drawn the dog on the left side, the head on the left side, they are predominantly left brainers. Got it? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
They are predominantly
Left brainers.
left brainers. Those
Yes,
who have drawn on the right side, they are predominantly right brainers. A very primitive test to identify whether. Now, mostly if you see, the right brainers will be left-handers. And there may be a variation here. Say, for example, Chavi Sharma, you may be using your right hand. Am I right? Chavi Sharma.
Yes, ma'am. I'm using my right.
You are predominantly now you are a right brainer, but you are using your right hand. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
You are a suppressed left-hander. Understand it?
No, I don't understand.
When you are a child, you would have started using your left hand, and your parents would have suppressed. Go and ask your mother today. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a very primitive test. Now, why I'm coming to this right brain, left brain? We can have a separate lecture on it. You see the kind of work that the left brain can do and right brain can do. Please understand, too much of usage of left brain. Yes. I'm going to the next part of the lecture. Please mute yourself. See. Predominantly you are using most of the times left brain. Please understand, for effective living, for intellectual living, for long life living with good memory, you need, that is why many people due to overuse of the left brain alone, get into Parkinson's and a lot of other diseases, dementia. And with the use of mobile phones, it's awful. Many of us are losing memory. Please understand, in your 40s and 30s, you may not know how the brain is such a valid instrument for our lives. So when you age, you will even not able to tell the name of another person. But if you keep your both brains intact, you can have a pleasant life. So now you have to have an integrated brain, both the left and right brain. So what are the strategies? Okay. What are the strategies? See, one simple exercise I'm going to tell you. See, please, all of you pin my window. Pin my window in your 1 minute. You pin my screen in your window, then only you will know what I'm doing. Very simple exercise I'm going to do. 1 or 2 exercises, but I'll give you the link of those exercises. so that you can, when you are free, go back in the evening. Please, today itself you see those videos and get yourself accustomed. Okay, first one, just take your index finger of your right hand. Okay, index finger of your right hand. Draw a 6 in the air. Draw a 6 in the air. Okay, easy, no? Archana, is it easy? Okay, unmute yourself so that I can hear from you. Unmute. Is it easy, right? Now, take your right leg, okay? Take your right leg front, and with the big toe of the right leg, the big finger of the right leg, draw a 9 in the air. Draw a 9 in the air. Able to do it, right? Dr. Virendra Shah, you are able to do it? Now comes the challenge. Do both at the same time. Not possible, right? Difficult. It is not impossible. It's difficult because there is no practice. This is a wonderful mid-brain activation technique. 6 in the hand, 9 in the leg, or 9 in the hand, 6 in the leg. Dr. Nitin, are you able to do it?
No.
Trainees, one of you unmute and tell me. I'm calling your name. Manoj Sharma. Gaurav Jain. Okay, sir. Okay, the second exercise. So you're not responding. See, it gives motivation for me to teach more. Okay, now please understand. Take your left hand. Keep it like L. Okay. Keep it like 5. Okay. And take your right hand and keep it like L. L. Alternate. 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 Easy, no? Archana? Okay. It's very beautiful exercise. See, morning, if you have young children, teach them to do this every day morning. Just select 3 or 4 exercises and do it. See, there is another one. Please see this. A 2 here with the index finger and the middle finger. A 2 here with the ring finger and the middle finger. Alternate. Alternate. This one, this one. This one, this one. Alternate. Little difficult, but by practice it will be effortless. You teach the young people, they will do it very nicely. This is one of a few best midbrain activation techniques. And another thing is, please, if you want very good cognitive development, as soon as you get up in the morning, don't look at the mobile for 30 minutes. Before going to sleep, don't look at the mobile for 30 minutes. During the lunch time, when you are relaxing, don't look at the mobile for 30 minutes. This is one of the best brain development activity. And before going to bed, the best midbrain activation is listen to instrument music. Instrument music will give you a lot of no lyrics. No lyrics, No jazzy music, no rap or no gangra type or bandra type. Light instruments, saxophone, veena, mandolin, violin. Okay, without lyrics, because the moment lyrics is there, your mind will go. Suppose if it's a love song, you will go into that mode. So, but you have to listen only without any lyrics. And suppose if you are using predominantly your right hand for everything, sometimes try to, suppose if you are handing a mobile in the right hand, change it to left hand. If you are organizing your desk, keep all the things from the right to the left, left to the right, time to time, and once in a month you change. Midbrain activation. Okay, before I just, I think we have another only 20 minutes. I will just share the link of one video. Just Archana, I am muting my audio because video should play. You put in the chat window whether you are seeing the video, okay?
Yeah, fine.
You put in the chat window or you tell me that it's okay.
गैलरी व्यू में करना है क्या? अरे मुझे जो है ना वो करना है. Ma'am, actually, video is visible, but voice is not. Share sound. There's no sound.
Sushil sir?
Here now?
Sushil sir, are you hearing me?
You cannot hear it?
No.
Yes.
Can you see the video at least? Can you see the video?
Yes.
Okay, I have shared the link in the chat window. Okay, so it's a very beautiful midbrain activation video without just somewhere noise is there. Okay, I have shared it in the link in the chat window. Try to copy it and put it in your system and play it when you are free. It's a wonderful exercise. Whatever I said, 2-3 exercise also will be there. And pick up the things which you can teach to your students. See, when you are starting the online class, no, if you don't spend 30 minutes, you stay to say to them, I'm going to do the brain gym, they'll not be interested. Just in between one exercise. What I told you, 9 and 6, start with 9 and 6. They will feel little funny. They will feel connected. Don't put all the exercises because it's an adult session. I have done it, but 1 or 2 exercises, and especially to the young children in the house, you teach this brain gym and ask them to do in the morning, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Very effective for the brain. Okay, fine. So let me share my PPT for the remaining things. Just a minute. And see, now we are coming to the most important part of the title, which is Gen Z learners. What are you seeing here? Can anyone read this?
VUCA world, volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous. We are in VUCA world.
Do you agree that we are in VUCA world?
Yes, ma'am, we are.
Yeah. See, this is a word VUCA world is a word coined by the US military when the September 11 attacks happened. Okay, 9/11, when the September 11 attacks happened. But still today, the American military in their war room declared America under war, America under attack, and they said American citizens are to be protected. And they coined this word, VUCA world, preparing Americans for VUCA world. And you see the entire world is now under the VUCA. Very volatile, uncertain, complex, and I don't know. They are saying second wave, third wave, fourth wave, and things like that. So understand that your adolescents are in a very difficult world. In our lifetimes, this is maybe for me, this is a second difficult, because I have seen Bangladesh war when they were asked us to switch off the lights in the night. But here, my voice is audible. Someone please mute. It is giving disturbance. Okay. Now, so what is Gen Z? Okay. See, baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z. Baby boomers are those who are born between 1946 to 1964. Generation X between 1964 to 1979. Gen Y between 1980 to 1994. Gen Z between 1995 to 2015. See, baby boomers are the people who saw Spanish flu. Okay? They are the persons who saw Spanish flu pandemic. And we are the persons who are seeing this pandemic, which is the corona, COVID-19. Now, why this generation? See, when just the World War ended, after that they had the Spanish flu, the entire population got downsized due to war and the Spanish flu. Spanish flu third wave was horrible. So when after the World War ended, okay, in many management books also this theory is there. World War ended, people were more relaxed, and people started to get married and produce babies. A lot of babies were born during this period. That is why it is called as a baby booming generation. Followed by that, people started moving across the globe, and a lot of out of wedlock babies were born, and scientists, educationists, psychologists were confused as to what this generation is. So whenever there is an unknown variable, we name it as X. So they made it Generation X. Subsequently, they followed it up with Generation Y and Generation Z. And you see, Generation X is a generation which was born when technology was not there. Technology was taking birth towards the end of Generation X. And Generation Y was fully born in technology. And Generation Z is imbibing technology from the womb. Am I right? That is why we call Gen Y as digital natives. You must have heard of this word millennials or digital natives. Okay? Gen Y and Gen Z are digital natives because they were born in the technology era. I belong to digital migrant because technology was born after I was born and I migrated to technology. A few of the professors would be in this category. That is Gen X. Gen X are called digital migrants, migrating to technology. Gen Y and Z are called as digital natives because they were native of technology era. And specifically, Generation Z, your students, they are called as neo-digital natives because neo means infant. From womb, they are into technology. See, today you see your son is handling a mobile phone at the age of 2 years. You are very happy. He is a neo-digital native. Being an infant, he is handling the mobile. Don't be happy about it. It's not that good. Okay, fine. So now you understood why I gave the title Generation Z Learners. Your students who are sitting in your class are the Gen Z. Okay, then what is exclusive to Gen Z? Let us quickly go through the Gen Z characteristics. See, there is a very interesting slide which I got from the internet. The father is asking, how was your class today? She's telling you, read it about from my blog. Okay, read it from my blog. Now coming to Gen Z learners, who are they? They are digital natives, more of visual learners. See, I'll tell you, very interestingly, now we have one professor in this group, Professor P.K. Ghosh. Hello, sir. Your phone is in mute. Okay. Professor P.K. Ghosh is, you see how he is looking at the screen. He is towards the screen, am I right? Archana?
Yes,
See,
ma'am.
you see, he is more of visual learner. You can see towards the screen.
Yes.
You can see, you can identify the kind of learners. What are the three different kinds of learners? Visual learners, auditory learners, and kinesthetic learners. See, visual learners, the way people watch TV, you can identify what kind of learner are they. If they are towards, the head is towards the screen, then they are visual learners. If they are very relaxed, you see your principal is attached to the chair. He is a kinesthetic learner. He wants action. And there are some people who are auditory learners. They want to hear more. If they are seeing the TV, their one ear is slightly tilted towards the TV. There will be a slight shift in the face. See, you can just suppose you want to buy a car. Visual learner will ask for attractive brochure. Auditory learner will want to listen more from the salesman. Kinesthetic learner will try to test drive a car. He will feel. But today's generation, because most of the times they are in the social media and visual information, they are visual learners. So you will have to care for more of your lectures visually. Visuals are important. They are the generation which expects innovation. They want what next? See, for me, no, I am a traditionalist. But my house, no, even I am very happy with the SE cell iPhone. But my son will ask for 11, 12 face recognition. Now, what is that? Some eye-related cornea recognition, something like that. They want what next? Habitual multitaskers. The speed with which they listen to you, and also they type their message in the social media with the use of 2 hands and multiple fingers. And due to overscheduling in the childhood, they have learnt about a career and they all become early entrepreneurs. They are either cameraman, they are all Zomato delivery boy, they are into KFC serving section, they are into martial arts trainers. So they are early starters and they are slash careerists. I am a student, come cameraman, come musician, come technician, medical transcriptor, many tasks they can do. They are born into social media. They are born social, more global. See, for example, myself and a few of the professors, I always from childhood preferred Bata shoes. Now only I have migrated to say maybe Metro or at the maximum for walking some Skechers. You see, these people are highly brand conscious. You leave my 2 sons, one will go to Levi's and one will go to Lee. I have people with 2 different brands in my house. One will always go to Adidas, another one will go to Puma. The Adidas one will always ask, can I take some shoes from Adidas Originals? Because that is directly imported from USA. These people are global. See, the entire online shopping segment of the world is determined by these younger generation learners. Entire online shopping world. You see the reviews, no? You see the reviews, and these are the young people who rule the globe's online purchase. Highly adventurous generation. They do not want any soft sport. They want to ride on a high-speed motorbike. See, my son was so crazy for motorbikes, and he wanted a KTM bike. And he said, I will start. I said, no bikes of that nature. Then I said, you take only a Bullet. He said, a Bullet is such a oldsman bike. Then he said, I will starve if you don't give. I said, if you starve, I can put you in a hospital and give saline, but I will not give you a bike. But ultimately, he listened to me and got a Bullet. But you know, they want to drive on high-speed vehicles. So what he used to do is he used to look at the Ladakh and Leh, Himalayan rough terrain videos in the night at 12 o'clock. You will see in the TV. I will also be there. And I was very surprised and thrilled to see many girls are in that expedition. Young girls riding Enfield bikes. And there is one place where I saw there was a roadblock. Road has descended from the hill, and they are saying it will take 11 hours. And they are all sitting there preparing tea, and many girls are in that team. So they are a highly adventurous generation. Only thing they want is success. They don't want failure. Success-focused generation. Environmentally aware, you know how it happened when the farmers agitation, that Greta Thunberg, the young people, she came into Indian scenario, started giving, and our Disha Ravi was arrested, all these things happened. Today's generation is environmentally aware. Even see, when you go to a shopping mall, you take the small bill that he gives, but the younger people say, no bill, please. Send me an online bill. One is laziness to carry the bill. The second one is environmental crime. We are all idealist generation. Myself, your principal, they are all idealist generation. We followed the orders. Today's generation, no. The first question that I ask is, why should I do it? What is my interest in it? This is a pragmatic generation. Please understand, the attention span of you teachers, Gen Y, is 12 seconds, but the attention span of generation is 8 seconds only. Imagine you have to impress them in 8 seconds in the introduction. If you want them to listen to your rest of your class, the first 8 seconds you have to impress them. Otherwise, they will not be with you. They will fly away, physically present you in your class, mentally somewhere else. This is a generation which trusts less on others. They do not rely much on parents. I have given enough input on parents. Intellectually disencouraged generation. Nobody knows general knowledge. No newspaper reading. No book reading. You don't see anybody reading a general book today. I told many people to read a book by Robin Sharma. When you, Who Will Cry When You Die? Such a wonderful book. Many of them don't read. They read only messages from the friends. Cynical generation. What is this cynical? Cynical means criticizing others. They say this teacher is bad, that teacher is bad, this principal is bad, that my father is bad. Okay? You call them to a talk show and they will talk very worstly about parents and teachers and slash careers, and this is not the healthiest generation. So this is the summary of your generation, is it? How troublesome, how difficult, how much effort you have to put them to make them to learn, be with you. Real challenge. Okay, what are the strategies? I'll quickly go through the strategies. They also have a lot of difficulties. Okay, I did a study on the difficulties of students, and you say one teacher told in the difficulty, Teachers are a difficulty to the students. Teachers themselves told, teachers are difficult to the students. Okay, fine. So what are the teaching strategies? Because we have very less time. I have exceeded the time. I'll just go through it and stop it. First and foremost, the first and foremost is whether you are a smiling teacher. Whether you can give a congenial atmosphere to your child. When you arrive, are they happy? This is teachers' enthusiasm. If you're not going to be that, don't look at rest of my slides. With a very bad face, with a very bad tongue, you can't teach. See, our Shastra says, from the birth to the age of 5 years, treat them like a flower. From the age of 6 to 12, treat them like a monkey. Because in the middle school, even if you beat them, next time they'll just wipe off and do the same thing again. But when they step into adolescence, treat them like a friend. This is what our Shastra says. Our Vedas says. So, your teacher's enthusiasm is keep them in a friendly tone. If not you in the beginning, they will change later. Give them the space that they deserve. Motivation, very, very important for the subject, for the life, for the career. Due to the pandemic, everybody has gone online. So hereafter, whatever you want to do with them, think in terms of digital. Pedagogy is digital. You have to be very thorough in technological readiness on online tools. See, for example, in today, when I wanted to show the video, just an example, maybe you are doing it. Some people, if you see the teachers, they'll be searching for the tools only when online in the class. Why can't you open all the windows at one stroke? This technological readiness. You should be ready with all the things. If you see my window, you will see that all the tools which I wanted to use are there in the Google Chrome. Technological readiness and online tools. In fact, I have not used much of Zoom. But yesterday I made my technical assistant to connect with me to Zoom and I shared everything with him. Then only I came for today's class. So you can't come and struggle in the class to do the things. So that is one thing. Content readiness. Have all your content ready, even if it's for a 30-minute class that you are coming. Whether in terms of PPT, whether in terms of videos, whether in terms of materials. What is pedagogical readiness? See, for example, today I asked a few of you to do some reading. I asked some questions. Interactivity is at the heart of teaching and learning. That is one of the pedagogies. And I asked Professor Ghosh something. I asked Archana, I asked Chavi Sharma. And you see my PowerPoint. How does it look? Still it is visible. No clumsy, too much of text PowerPoint. There is a rule in PowerPoint. If you see, you take the templates in PowerPoint. See, if in Microsoft Office, if you take the templates in PowerPoint, you must have observed one thing. The title will be big and also equally the space for the text will also be less. What is the meaning? PowerPoint is power of 6. You should have only 6 bulleted points in each slide. And each point should have only 6 words. So when you have too much of technology content, you cannot do like that. If it's a very big presentation, you can follow that, but you must see that each slide is visible to all the people. Don't put too much of text, only points and more of visuals. Smaller chunks, break it up. Provide visual information. Employ variety of teaching skills and methods. Provide experiential learning and interactivity. Interactivity is at the heart of learning and teaching. Make them talk. See, when I was just one day casually listening to, when I was in the same room, usually my two children go to their room because they don't want interference from parents and they attend their online classes. When I was just doing my younger son's class, I was just listening and doing something. One child, teacher asked a question and one child answered it wrongly. Normally what say, hey, why you have given the wrong answer? You know what the teacher told? I was surprised. I was excited. What she told? Darling, you have given the wrong answer. Please see the book and give me the correct answer. I was so happy. So this is what is needed. You don't shut them down. But you can't say darling in an adolescent class. But you can say, beta, please look at the book and give the correct answer. Give feedback that you have done well. You are right. I have done it here. Provide them resources. Keep them in contact. Rethink on communicating with them. Give them immediate reply. See, for example, if I send a reply to my director, I will wait. But today's adolescent will not wait. They want immediate answers. Provide relevant knowledge. The time they spend need to be meaningful. Otherwise, they will switch on the video and they will just not listen. Provide individualized instruction. Provide student autonomy and expect academic honesty. You give them everything. You tell them that you are fully for them. Automatically, you can expect honesty from them. You don't do anything. You do all the number and you will expect the number only. So you be perfect. You be the role model. You be honest. And you see, there are some tools. Maybe you can go and find out. See, for example, today teachers are telling, put your video on and write the test. See, sometimes what they do, they open multiple screens and they will just take the data from the Google and do it, right? Answer it. See, there is one in other countries, they are using what is called as a browser, which is called as responders lockdown. Means when you want to take a test, all your other browsers will be disabled. You have to install that software, the browser will be disturbed. We don't have to go to that level. You just say that you be honest, you will score good. Mentor them for good ethics and values. Mentoring is your role, very important. I have taught you how to do brain gym, means improving cognition. I have given you, see, there is another site which is called as Superb Humans. Very beautiful site. You can go and just put finger gym. A finger gym by Superb Humans. Lot of good exercise for youngsters on brain gym will come. You can just amazing. They will give the explanation for what purpose that gym is used. See, the name of the site is Superb Humans. Because of lack of time, I'm not doing it. Superb Humans. I have typed in the chat window. And lastly, time management is very important. You have to teach them time management. You have to practice time management. You have to teach them time management. Only very important things. What you have to tell them? Time is a resource. How many seconds in a day? Someone type in the chat window, how many seconds in a day? 24 into 60 into 60. 24 into 60 into 60, how much? Come on. I want somebody to say, I know the answer, but I want somebody to calculate and let me know. Excellent, excellent. 86,400 seconds. See, somebody, a motivation expert says, at the beginning of a day, at 12:01 a.m., you have the ability to earn 86,400 rupees. Every second, 1 rupee. That's not possible. But whether you are productively using the 86,400 seconds in your life, and you know the funniest part of it is you all people say, I don't have time. You have 86,400 seconds and can you say that I don't have time? That means identify your time wasters. You spend more time on things which are not relevant. You go to see a message. For example, I go to see a message what your principal sent me and I end up seeing several messages for 30 minutes. Waster, time waster. I go to watch the news, what is the corona update today, and I just waste time 2 hours on watching different televisions. So time wasters, first is time is a resource you have to appreciate, and you should never say I don't have time. And time once gone, gone forever. It can never be retrieved. And just 2 or 3 strategies. One strategy is Pareto rule. Pareto rule. Pareto rule states, it's an Italian rule, 20% of the Italian people own 80% of the property. That's an Italian rule. But here Pareto rule in time management is 20% of the task will give you 80% reward. Please select those tasks and finish them first. You will get 80% reward. For example, teaching and paper presentation. Everywhere paper presentation is given more weightage. Many of you are not presenting papers. So do the task which give you more reward, which give you more efficiency. 20% of the task gives 80%. 80% of the time takes, only 20% reward you get. Don't touch it more quite often. And lastly, when you are having too much of work and there are some work spending which you are not able to do, your time wasting on your mobile or anything, there is a method called Swiss cheese method of time management. Swiss cheese method of time management. Just with that, I'll close my lecture. Can you see the Swiss cheese here? I'm sharing Swiss cheese. Can someone say, can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what is it saying? It is not the Indian cheese. It is a Swiss cheese. What is there in it?
Holes are?
Holes, yes. What is that meaning? That when you have a big task, which you dislike, but which you have to complete, suppose 100 answer sheets, you have to evaluate, but that you don't like. You can't wait for the last day till the last day. Whatever, whenever you find time, take a little 5 papers, evaluate. Use Swiss cheese method of time management. So one day, if you keep out plugging out holes and holes from the cheese, one day the whole cheese will disappear, right? So use Swiss cheese method of time management. So to summarize what I have done today, 1 minute, I'll just go back to my PPT and I will summarize. So today we have looked at the my first slide. So we have looked at the basic teaching model. I talked about personality. I talked about the adolescence, and I talked about the 4 characteristics, very important: physical, cognitive, intellectual, and emotional and social characteristics. And I introduced to you today on brain gym. Hereafter, if somebody asks what brain gym is, you will be able to say. You can conduct separate brain gym sessions for your students. You can develop expertise in that. I talked about VUCA world. I talked about generations of learners. You teachers, Archana, Vineet, you are all generation Y, and your students are generation Z. Be empathetic, be sympathetic. If not sympathetic, be empathetic. Put yourself in their shoes. You have understood all their difficulties now in this lecture. So care for them, whether it is your own child or whether it is a child of your class. And then we looked at the different generation Z learner categories. And I have just looked at the different strategies, teaching strategies. The art is, please understand Your social presence, your cognitive presence, and your congenial atmosphere is very important for teaching and learning in your classrooms, which is consisting of generation is learners. To close, I am having a student psychology course. Very exhaustively, I have discussed everything. This is only a short 1.5 hour lecture. Next July, it will be advertised. You can go and register there and get all the inputs. It's a free course. And soon I am from 7th June to 11th June, I'm hosting a separate emotional intelligence program on the Atal platform. So many of you can register that program, and it's going to be full of tools. I don't give theory, I only give tools for emotion improvement. And soon I'll be seeing you on all technical teachers as senior level teachers can enroll on a emerging pedagogy program from AICT on a higher education module, which I am the coordinator. So at the outset, I would like to thank your principal, Professor Chauhan, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be with all of you and share my knowledge, and hope it was useful and you try to carry it forward. Thank you very much.